AI PCs are a thing now, and they promise to run local AI workloads faster and at a higher price. Are they worth it? Let's talk about it. So welcome to Dave Linthicum's Not AI. I'm Dave, an AI SME and an AI skeptic, looking at AI with a balanced perspective. Let's get started. So AI PCs are personal computers built around chips and software tuned for artificial intelligence workloads, usually paired with a CPU and GPU with neural processing units, so some AI features can run locally instead of fully on a remote cloud. These machines are being marketed as next generation of premium laptops, faster, smarter, more private, more efficient, and uniquely capable of AI assistance, enhanced video calls, creative tools, and exclusive Copilot Plus experiences. In practice, manufacturers pitch them as productivity and creativity upgrades that justify buying new hardware, even when many headline AI benefits depend heavily on software support and use cases. So, there's a few examples of these right now. Microsoft is a Surface laptop, Copilot Plus PC, marketed as a premium AI laptop built around Copilot Plus experiences and on-device AI performance. Dell has a version of this as well, XPS 13, which is marketed as Copilot Plus PC that combines Snapdragon X hardware, long battery life, and AI-powered features in a flagship thin and light design. And Lenovo, of course, they have the Yoga Slim 7X Gen 9, which is marketed as a Copilot Plus machine. See the pattern here, focused on AI-powered performance and next generation user experiences. So, and these aren't new devices in 2026. They've been released in 2025, the majority of them. We've kind of had a year to get used to them. But the problem with these is that, number one, I don't think there's many use cases for them where we're going to justify the additional costs. And also the fact that many of them are bound to Microsoft Windows and Microsoft Copilot infrastructure, which is not doing very well right now. So people are not finding value with Copilot, and so they're not finding value with machines that are optimized to run Copilot, namely the machines we're talking about here. So when you look at who this is for, we can't really name people. There's not a lot of organizations and not a lot of users out there that are trying to offload their AI processing to their PCs in such a manner where it's going to justify the purchase of new hardware. And if you look at what the use cases are, they're typically very lightweight things where traditional CPU-based laptops will do just fine. So it's not going to justify the additional cost there either. So AI PCs are a dumb idea. Buyers still do not see AI features as a compelling reason to upgrade because even major PC vendors have admitted that demand is not being driven by AI. So people aren't buying machines and upgrading machines because of they need AI capabilities that are running on their laptops. That's typically maybe an afterthought, and majority of people who are going to use AI, including LLMs, are going to use remote processing for them. So if you're using ChatGPT, using Grok, using Gemini, that's on a computer that's running thousands of miles away. And so it doesn't really matter if your PC is fast or not, or your PC supports a neural network or has a GPU installed on it. As long as it can support a graphical user interface, you're going to be just fine. So they're hard to justify when many of the flashy AI features can already run on conventional CPUs or GPUs, making the NPU or neural processing unit feel more like duplication than necessity. And this is the big thing here. People are pushing GPUs and pushing, TPUs and MPUs at people as something you got to have if you're going to run AI. The majority of use cases are very lightweight that are running on your PC. You can run AI systems on your iPhone and your Android phone just fine, and those are very low-level processors. On the higher-end systems that we have on our desktops and our laptops, they're going to support our use cases for AI just fine. We're not going to run inference engines, heavy-duty inference engines that are running on our laptops, and people just kind of need to get over that. Need to understand the architecture here and what we're doing. This, at the end of the day, becomes more of a marketing gimmick than some sort of a technology that you actually need. And of course, the elephant in the room, Microsoft 11, which most AI PCs rely on, is a huge debacle. So the whole Copilot thing did not go well for Microsoft, as we talked about here on many videos on this channel. I'm not going to rehash that here, but obviously if these AI PCs are tied to Copilot, Copilot's not highly regarded. People are getting their AI services from other places now, even if they're running Windows. Copilot is systemic to everything that Microsoft sells, and they feel like it's been forced down their throat. And they're starting to back off and remove some of these basic features. And so in other words, if Copilot is no longer the underpinning of the Microsoft infrastructure, then you don't need PCs that are designed to run Copilot, which is what these are. So the category looks premature because the software ecosystem is still developing and Microsoft is still expanding the tools that let Windows apps take advantage of AI acceleration. So they're trying to align for a market that hasn't shown up yet. So people are going to use AI and they're going to use AI in their laptops. However, they don't need special processing to make it happen. You can use a very low powered computer. You can use a Chromebook, that cost you $100, 10 years ago. And it's going to run AI just fine because you're going to use it as a terminal interface to some sort of a back-end AI system. And I think that's what people aren't anticipating. They see AI PC. Yeah, I need to run AI. I want AI to be a part of my life. The reality is we're all leveraging AI. We're doing so on an as-need basis. We're doing so through remote cloud services where the laptop or the interface or whether we're accessing it via a phone or a computer that's 10 years old or 10 days old, it doesn't really matter. It's all going to work just fine. So then AI PCs can create new privacy headaches as the backlash to Microsoft recalls showed, turning smart features into potential security liability. If you remember recall, and I'll flash it up here on the screen, you can Google away from that, but there were some security issues around that. And if we're going to be leveraging AI on our laptops and we're going to make them systemic to the operating system, and it's doing things like transmitting, screenshots, things like that, out over the open internet to someplace else, maybe for not non-nefarious purposes, but it's still a security issue. And people are very sensitive about stuff like that. And so if they see that occurring, even though it's not necessarily going to cause them any damage and the security is well thought out, they're not going to like it. I don't like it. So if the real AI performance still depends on memory, storage, terminals, and software optimization, then AI PC is often more of a marketing label than a truly distinct computing category. And I can't stress that enough. This is a gimmick at the end of the day. And by the way, it's supported by some very reputable companies, the ones I just mentioned that have an AI PC. They're all good companies. They do good work. And they have other things in the marketplace that are doing extremely well. This is going to be something that is a marketing concept that probably ends up going nowhere. And so we're going to be talking about AI PCs in a couple of years as something that was not anything that took off and really was more of a marketing gimmick than anything else. And it was a marketing gimmick that, failed to take off. And I think, people who are consuming this technology out there are getting pretty savvy. And so they know when stuff sounds gimmicky and they know when not to chase the technology. And I think this is an instance of that. So good intentions, and I understand why they did it, and certainly teaming up with Microsoft and following, the Microsoft AI first mantra that they've been, screaming about for the last 2 years. But this is going to be another failed attempt. Well, anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, whether you think an AI PC is something that's going to have some viability in the marketplace, or if you agree with me that it's something that's, probably more of a gimmick than anything else, than any kind of technology that we're going to find valuable. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my other videos on this channel. Also check out my InfoWorld Cloud Computing blog, my 100+ LinkedIn Learning courses, and of course, my Generative AI Architecture course out on Go Cloud Careers. And finally, my latest books, Unlocking the Power of Cloud and An Insider's Guide to Cloud Computing. Finally, check out my other YouTube channel, The Cloud Computing Insider, link in the description. So until next week, stay very, very safe. The magical YouTube algorithm thinks this is another one of my videos that you should watch next. Take care, guys.